Hello, welcome to my neighborhood. This is the Beat Konductaz segment, our class for the day. It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood. I'm your host tonight, the Unown, and we're gonna have a nice old vinyl lesson. Something good, fuels the soul. We're just gonna take a trip down memory lane, make a little beat stew, very easy. We might take a little trolley ride, who knows? I'm glad you could join me on this segment. I'm gonna be breaking down a beat for you today. I'm gonna also be showing you some techniques, tools of the trade, and giving you that great, good feeling that you used to have. The feeling that you want again. That powerful feeling of good hip hop. So why don't you join me in my neighborhood? Let's take this ride. Word. What's good? So we're in the lab right now. Class is in session for today. This is the original OG lab. I'm not really gonna shout out and disclose the location, but those that know me know this lab. They can see the background, they know what's up. So there's a lot of good vibes. It's kind of like I had my start in this particular lab. Today's example, man, we're gonna use the MPC 1000 as the main piece. Just gonna break down a joint that I did that ended up being used by the FAR XP, shouts out to them. And just kind of show you a little bit of the technique, the everyday technique from a now quote unquote old school form of production, but still the best form of production. So it all starts with some kind of inspiration, something to go from. And it's really how you shape that inspiration and what you do with that inspiration that defines you and sets you apart. So the inspiration for today was pretty much, something really funky and fast, You know what I mean? So that kind of joint and some other little tidbits and pieces from it. What you're hearing right now also is processed samples before the actual beat is made. A lot of people now use a computer. A lot of people like to take raw samples or play something in, and then they like to use 1,000,001 plugins to give it that filter, that feel. And then if they don't have their laptop or their program open, when they get to the stage piece, it's all out the window. For me, this box has taken me around the world many times over. And so I like to sample all my effects and everything to tape. That way, when I step up, all I have to do is pull this joint out the bag, put it on stage, bang. You're gonna get the best quality beat, no computer involved. So that's a little just insight for those of y'all with machines. A couple other little pieces, I won't expose too much. But everything, starts with the good old drum. So with this, we have this kick, this snare, this hi-hat, but it's not really enough. So I like to beef it up a little bit. I like to layer everything. So we add another drum sound, give it a little bit more beef. We add even another drum sound, give it a little bit more, even one more. Same thing with the snare. That snare is nice, but it doesn't quite crack like I want it to, so we add another one, a third, a fourth, and of course, tune your drums. Tuning is key. A lot of people know how to slap a sound on another thing, but don't know how to tune. So we got our basic. A lot of people look for a good feel too. First part to a good feel, turn the quantize off. It's about you, the individual. You can have 10 pianos in a room, 10 different people playing the piano. They all sound different because everyone's an individual. Don't let the machine do the work. You do the work. So you got our kick and snare. I like to give it a little, compression just to make it worthy of a little trick on the ear. So it breathes a little bit. And we got our extra little kick for the little heartbeat. Right? So then we get to throw that together a little bit, and what it comes out to be something like right? So we got a basic little drum joint going. As far as the sample goes, that sample that we heard earlier, tuned to something totally different. We start off real disco, we're taking it down, giving it a little vibe, you know what I mean? So once we toss that in the mix, we got now those supporting samples, again, from multiple sources, all on that kind of high tempo disco vibe, all having their own signature kind of effects placed on them and burned to them before they even come into the machine. And when we take those and we come to similar tunings but not the same tuning, we start to get interesting things like this. And just to expose exactly what's going on with that, it's like playing with the frequencies, playing with the tunings, giving it the feel, you know, chopping it up a little bit. And so we keep on basically layering more samples, and we have other parts like so. Another thing I like to do for the samples also, if you notice, we have all types of stuff going on in our sample, right? And the supporting samples have all types of things going on as well, as far as these solo pieces, right? So what I like to do is forget the fact that there's other stuff going on. That makes good, cohesive in-between moments between samples. A lot of people say, oh, I want to layer this with something. I really like that horn in that joint, or I really like what's going on. But all those drums are going to conflict. Conflicting drums isn't necessarily a bad thing if you can mask it with good compression and good effects and things. So that's pretty much what's going on here. If you have both of these laid on top of each other, the drums match up and conflict in a way to where you get more of that lead feel over top of it of what you want, you know what I mean? And so we keep playing with that with various samples. And now we've got kind of multiple layers of things going on. Jump over to the keys a little bit, and we toss on some extra sounds. So then we got little extra pieces such as this. It's all about just playing it, accents, finding out how good the sample is, what's missing from the sample, what you want to add to it, what you want to bring to it. And once we start putting in those sweetener tracks together and putting them on, it pretty much at its height turns out to be something like this. Yeah, so after today's lesson, I want to get into exactly what kind of represents me This is a beat that I don't care how many times I play it. I love it like it's the first time. I can't believe that I'm part of. I can't believe that I'm behind making this. Shouts to my man Ralph Real. But yo. Now, I mean, but, you know, that's not really the full gambit. So as chill and spacey as that one can be, I also got, I mean, there's not enough video in this segment to really give y'all the full picture. But you can try this other one. This is always a oldie but goodie. Usually the show-stopping favorite. All right, all right, all right.
If you think you got soul, bring it on over. If you think you got soul now, bring it on over. Yeah, man. Take this.
That's that joint that you just on stage rocking to. Again, sampling the right way, making sure it's coming out the box banging. Sorry, man. Sorry. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a humble dude, but don't get on the stage with me with this machine. You better stop me before this comes out the bag, you know what I mean?
Take this. If you think you got soul, bring it on over. If you think you got soul now, bring it on over.
Hello.
Yeah, man.
I hope you felt as good as I felt about today's lesson. Class is now out for the day, but I wanted to shout out BeatKonductaz. I am your host again, Unown. That's UNOWN DC. Add anything. Add it, Instagram it, Gmail it, UNOWNDC. I'd also like to give a special shout to my brothers, the Jazz Addixx. This fabulous LP on iTunes. Tomorrow's yesterday. Also, to my brothers Odyssey and Good Company, to my brother Flex Matthews, and to all the other continuous people that helped me on my musical journey and have helped me to help you with the lessons that I construct. So you have a wonderful day and a great imaginary journey into sound. And I'm gonna see you next time.
If you think you got soul,